Hey guys, welcome back. It's another weekly talk. And this one's going to be all about death. And I'm going to start off simple as this: death is like a vacation. If you constantly think of the end date, it ruins the whole vacation. And if this vacation were to go on forever, it wouldn't be a vacation. Against all odds, we were able to be on this vacation. And this is an analogy of straight up life. We are living in a vacation. I fully believe it. The blessing to be alive is 1 in a trillion. I forget the actual statistic, 1 in 4 trillion if I'm correct. I don't know. But it's such a blessing to even wake up every day and experience it. And I understand that we all struggle, we all have our problems, but the idea that we get to go even experience this is in itself like what a moment. But this is just death in itself. So why stop hearing it? So by becoming deeply aware of our mortality, first thing I'm going to say, I'm sorry, cut that out. You have to first acknowledge that you're going to die and be proud of it. And what I mean by that is a great quote by Robert Greene when I was reading his book, Laws of Human Nature. By becoming deeply aware of our mortality, we intensify our experience of every aspect of life. And what I mean by that is when you know that you're going to die one day, when you're in the moment, when you're spending time with, let's say, your loved one or your mom, you're going to enjoy it so much more simply knowing that you never know when it's going to be your last day on earth. And what kind of helped me conquer this for those people that really are scared of death is why I don't fear death is because realistically it's inevitable. Whether I want to change my fear or not, it will still happen. So why focus on it? With the fear of, heights, you can conquer that fear. You can't conquer the fear of death because what happens, you can conquer the fear, but you can't prevent it. No matter what you do, it will happen. So acknowledging that it's one of those things that you can't control will help significantly improve just not having to worry about stuff like that. On top of that, I don't know about you guys, but I truly do believe that at the end of eternity, no one's name will ever be remembered. Everyone and everything will be forgotten because one day the earth will blow up, and what I mean is the sun will explode and it will create a black hole and everything will be forgotten. So live your life as if you want to live in your way. And what I mean by that is stop living by everyone's standards. Don't live your parents' dream. Don't live anyone else's dream. Do what you want to do because at the end of the day, you have this small time you place the ticket, right? You have a sporting event from 6 to 7 p.m. and that's realistically your entire life. That's the lifespan of Earth, how much time you get to spend. And for you to just spend that 1 hour in a way, fucking not doing what you want to do is just in itself very, very sad. And that's not something you want to do. I can imagine not. Another thing is we already, now I'm not as religious as everyone else. Some people believe in the concept of heaven and hell, and if you do, great. If you don't, great. But something I do believe is we already know what death is like. And what I mean by that is it's just life before we arrived on this planet. All those 6 billion years where you weren't alive, you were dead. And what I mean by that is you felt nothing. You lost consciousness. And I think that's exactly what happens after death. Do I believe in the concept of heaven and hell? I like to simply because it pushes me to do the right actions. But in itself, we know what happens when we die. Nothing. You don't remember shit. Nothing happens. You just go on, you know what happened. I'm a believer that if you're going to go against by all means, you do you, and if that helps you, that helps you. That just helps me kind of not have to worry about the concept of death. And another concept is, those people that want to live forever, why would you want to live forever? I'm going to explain why I wouldn't, which is why get out of bed every morning if you know that you'll always have another day. The idea that I know that I have to put work in today is because of the fact that I know one day I will not have this opportunity. One day that time will be forgotten. Why do I want to play sports as much as possible at my age right now? Because I know my body will not be able to sustain it in the future. Knowing that I only have such little time to enjoy what I love is what makes it so special and what makes me want to do it. Another opposite, the urgency to achieve success and show love now, not later. This is great. I think it's Neil Armstrong. He's a very influential guy. If you guys know him, not Neil Armstrong. I'm sorry. The guy that talks about space, and he talked about death in itself, and I really loved how he said it is, you're not going to love your partners as much until you realize that one day they'll be gone. And if they weren't one day gone, if you knew that they'll live forever, you kind of just like, I have the next day to, show my love and appreciate them. So it makes it that more special. And the last thing is the awareness of my impending death allows me to focus on the present way more. And that's another great point, is like when you kind of accept death, you understand that like you can't really necessarily think about the future because you never know if it's promised. You got to be in the moment as much as you can. Like right now I'm in the moment. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm enjoying. I'm not thinking about what am I going to do tonight? What am I going to blah, blah, blah. I'm just enjoying my time filming this, hoping that I can help one of you guys. And if I can't, I can't. And then, what else? Here's another good analogy that I wrote down, which is the idea of death is like a buzz. Every time we think of it, we get this buzz. If we continue to ignore the buzz and not confront it, it will only get louder and create more anxiety. And that's an excellent point. The more you try to forget, it's like I just got a blood test, and I heard a couple people are scared to get a blood test. It's like that, where it's like if you're scared of the results, so you don't focus on it, but by not focusing on it, you're creating a lot of problems in itself because you're putting yourself at risk. And then last thing is the thought of dying creates a vision of the future, which typically makes us leave the present moment. So it's another reason why you shouldn't fear death. And there's a lot of fucking reasons. I hope every single point I made, like I literally wrote a whole doc before this that it was kind of out of order, but every single point has its value, and every point kind of gives you a reason of why you shouldn't fear death and relish it. Accept that you're going to die one day, and that's going to allow you to be in the present way more, enjoy your time with your loved ones, and do what you want to do, because guess what? Tomorrow you might not wake up. And there was this one video I saw where it was like, we set our alarm clock every morning, meaning we hope. Like, it's just a hope that we wake up every morning, and that's true. That's true. So be blessed every day you wake up. The bad days come, the good days come, but all of it makes it that much more valuable. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you really enjoy this content. And not even that, the most important thing is if you can just share it. Oh, I see a rainbow. Oh, that's beautiful. If you can share my content, that'd be awesome. If not, that's cool. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe at least. And I love you guys. Enjoy your day, wherever you're at, whatever time it is. Have a good one.